Good evening, everybody. I'm going to start in this hoop house for the mid-June garden tour. We'll just start right here. These are looking so good. These are the broccoli and cauliflowers I put in kind of as a last resort because otherwise they were gonna die. And then over here last time, this whole bed was not, this section was not planted out. I did plant potatoes and they're starting to pop up nicely. What I'm going to do is just wait. I'll hill them up, wait some more, and then I'm going to lay the straw on them, just like I did down right here. Well, this little black strawberry tomato, it's taken off. It's greening up really nice. So these are where I put the other potatoes, and they just popped right out of the straw there. Some of them are quite big. And then the ones over here just a little behind, like you can see if you really look, they're popping out of the straw. And then I had more, so I popped them in here. I didn't plant these very deep, so that's why I'm going to hill them, and then I'll put the straw on top. And then over here is the tiny little onion starts. A lot of these are starting to look good. I did lose 3 of them. So there's 3 spots where nothing's growing. I might find something to plug in there. And then I did go ahead and start some trays. And over here as well. I think this is all my lettuce. And then this is, I did some Brussels sprouts, some celery. We got some more, and I'm not sure because these seeds are really old. So I thought I would try them because I did some more cabbage. These are some old seeds and old spinach seeds. So I'm not sure they're going to come up. And then down here what I did, and you can kind of see a little bit of green. As I went in and I put in carrots, and I thought, you know what? If I can keep one in each cell, maybe I could plug the whole cell out to not disturb the carrot roots. And then, who knows? We'll just see. It's an experiment. And this year, I'm trying a lot of different things I typically wouldn't. Just to test my knowledge. These peppers over here are still, they're growing. And I know it's only been a couple weeks, but some of them are still kind of small. But that's okay. Like I said, they're not dying. They're growing. So that's always a plus. The same with these 3 right here. This one on the end, it's looking a little rough. But these ones aren't that bad. And then the cabbage looks pretty darn good. And then we'll just come out of here and we'll just do the green stalks real quick. I have some oregano. I have some basil. Now I'm battling a lot of bugs, you guys. More than I ever have. The rosemary. I got some more basil. Some more rosemary down there. The dill, which I put in here, which I didn't want to, but I did it. And I'm really second guessing myself because I'm not sure. I don't have much planted, or if the dill does keep growing, it should be fine. This one, the celery is looking way bigger than it was last time. And I noticed there's some carrot seeds. They must have fallen. They're kind of tucked in there. Some pockets didn't germinate, which is fine. I have those trays in there. Like I said, I'm growing some more seed. The rest of the carrots look pretty good. These ones look really, really good. Yeah, these flowers were kind of a waste of time putting in here. That one's still at least green. But over here, this bed, like I said before, I think this is the year of weeds. But I am leaving majority of the weeds in this bed because I've realized a lot of the aphids, they're attaching themselves to a lot of these weeds. So I'm leaving on. What I do is I come out here every day and I pull the ones that look really, I mean, you could see really bit up. And then I'm just squashing anything that's on there. And there is quite a bit in here. But I also did put pumpkins in here, or not pumpkins, potatoes in here, which there's not much soil. So I'm going to do the same method and just hill it and then put more straw. But pumpkins are looking really nice. And then I have cantaloupes down here, which I did reseed. Some of them are coming up. This is loofah, which looks really good. And then more cantaloupes. And then this is one more pumpkin. And these are peas, which I just kind of, my plan was to have them all in here. And then I have a little fence. I was going to kind of lean on this fence, but I think I only have 2 that germinated. So they're just doing their own thing laying down there. And then if I turn around, I have all my green peppers. These are all my sweet peppers. They're looking pretty good. There was a flower here. You can see a tiny little pepper forming. But yeah, you can tell these sweet chocolate peppers, they outperform most peppers. And they're so good. The other bed looks pretty darn good as well. Look at that. And we'll just move right along to the beautiful strawberry plants. Something's getting this. And the other day this one was not like that, so something's getting that one as well. But look at these onions. These were so puny when I planted them. I don't know if you guys remember. But they look really good. Everything in this bed is looking so good. There's a lot of berries forming on these. There's one of the plants over here. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. There's like a bunch. So that's exciting. My plan what to do is I'm taking off this netting on both of these beds. This broccoli and cauliflower, I'm going to take it off with you guys. I'm going to show you it. They're growing so nice. This is smaller, so it's going to fit this bed better. And I was going to cover this bed over here. We'll get over there. I'll show you guys that as also. So I'm going to put that netting here and then put the bigger netting over there. Before we do that, we'll look at this green stalk. Again, this top, I had 6 strawberry plants. They all didn't make it besides this one, which doesn't look too bad. I think these are cayenne peppers. They're staying a little puny. I'm not sure. You know, I'm experimenting and growing in these green stalks. It's a lovely color I planted. Look at that. I put in some chicory. A lot of these little onions, like, they look bad, but then you have a few that aren't too bad. Some more chicory down here. More little tiny onions. And that's some lettuce. And again, my beautiful pop of color. So we're going to go through the arch real quick. I'm going to take this netting off and I'll show you guys what those look like. I haven't taken that off since I put it on, so I really don't know myself. But this is my 1500 dry beans. Look at this one right here. Is climbing all the way up. These things are so prolific. They make, if you like the natural green arch, grow those beans. I have a bunch from last year, so that's why I'm only doing a few. The honey nut squash here, again. This is looking so good. I popped in a few pea plants in the bare spots. But man, I'm liking the way those look. And the same with the cucumbers, you guys. Look at this. I mean, every day I have to come out here and have to put them up a little bit. Just to train them up the trellis there. And then I popped in the spot here that they didn't germinate, just some more pea plants. Just trying to utilize every inch of space I have. And of course my marigolds, they're so pretty and bright. All right, so let's get the netting off, and let's take a look underneath it. All right, you guys. Wow, look at these. They look so good. With this netting off, I'm going to come through here and do some weeding real quick as well. But look how good these look. So excited. The color's nice. Everything looks healthy. These leaves will pop back out. I think I'm going to have to get some taller stakes. But it's kind of exciting to look at all of this. Those look so good. Okay, let's try this side. Yeah, you can kind of see how this was growing, and then the netting, which that netting is not heavy, but that's just the way it was growing. But yeah, these look good. And it's the cauliflower, broccoli, cauliflower, broccoli, cauliflower, all the way down. It's going to be a lot. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this. I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked for a while. I mean, I got some big weeds here. So I'll have to grab my weed bucket and we'll get this weeded and recovered as soon as possible. I don't want to leave this uncovered at all. All right, turning around from over here, I bought sweet potato slips and they look like crap. This was the way I received them. And I followed their planting instructions to the T. So not impressed with that. What I am impressed with though is my tomatoes. Oh my gosh, and my beans. Look at these. I never did reseed where these were. I'm pretty good with dry beans. I just want to stock up on a little bit more. We'll swing around and take a look at these tomato plants. These stems are so strong. We've got little, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm trying to angle it up. We got flowers. I went and clipped them. There's a couple that aren't quite, I didn't want to like push them towards this cattle panel, and the stem was bent just a little bit, so I'm trying to straighten it out before I clip it up there. But I pretty much have to come down here daily to check on these. The same with this one. I'm going to wait because there is a little bit of a gap before it goes to the cattle panel. But yeah, these stems are really strong. But I'm checking on these daily because I do have them clipped, but they grow so much. I put these on and you can see that spot right here. That's just rubbing, and it was maybe a day and a half and I had to move it. That's just how fast and vigorous they're growing. And it's pretty much the same in this bed as well. They're just, these tomato plants are just taking off. I came through, I think it was 2 days ago, and I clipped because a lot of these leaves were hanging on the ground, and we've had some pretty good storms coming through here lately, and I just didn't want anything touching the ground. But again, pretty tall plants already. I'm just gonna swing around here and show you guys. This was the extra last like haul, I guess, for the rest of the cauliflower and broccoli. If you remember this one, when I had the leaves, it was all crusty and falling off, but look at that. They're all looking pretty good. Nice and green, healthy. And then I have that one tomato I wanted to try. This is a Dester. That's looking pretty good. This, I just love the color. It's just a pop of color. So pretty. Pineapple tomato over here. And then the tiny, tiny onions I planted. They're still hanging in there. They're doing their thing. Well, as I say that, there's one here that's kind of bent over. But again, what else do you grow right here? So let's give them a shot. But some of them down here, they don't look too bad. This one doesn't look too bad. All right, so we're just gonna go to this other tomato bed. It's these were all the Amish paste tomatoes. And then I don't think I mentioned this on the other video, but this is my Estrina tomato. It's one of my favorite cherry tomatoes. And then back there was the Romas. We'll go around there. Just wanted to turn around here and show you guys this side. I planted a bunch of beets in here. So they're growing. Obviously there's some missing. So what I did is I reseeded a bunch. So we're just waiting for those to all pop back up. But again, I've tried to come down here because try to monitor it a lot because something's eating that. So far, nothing's really bothering my green beans. But those look pretty good, don't they? And we'll just move along on this side of the bed. This side over here, I planted more rutabagas. They're all popping up. I'm going to wait and thin these. I'll show you guys what I did with the other bed. So there actually is a tiny one right there. And then there's one here. There should be one here. There's some here. One here. There should be some here, but I don't see anything yet. And then this is the other side of the Roma tomatoes. They look darn good. I went through here and put in some more green beans just because I had some space. So those are just popping up now. There's like one down there. I'll have to go through again and weed. And then some basil. I just put in a couple basil plants. All right, so I'm going to move to this bed. This is the cabbage. We've had to take the netting off that was on here. These things are growing. I mean, they're huge. So the netting, like I said, from over here is going to go on this bed. I'm going to try to protect these as much as I can. Look at my rutabagas, you guys. Do you remember the last video? They were so tiny. And look how big some of these are getting. Like, this is one rutabaga plant. Some of these spots, I had 2 growing. So what I did is I transplanted them. Look at, I mean, the last video I showed you guys, they were way smaller than, like, I transplanted this one. They were super tiny, but now they're all so full of life. Just looks beautiful. And then next to that is the onions. These onions look so good. I'm just not sure. Is it the weather? They're all bending and breaking. I mean, every single onion. I don't know if they grew too fast and then it got too warm. But there's a lot of onions in here. So I'm hoping that they make it until harvest time. These were looking better than that other bed. But the last 2 days, like, we got dumped on with some rain, which is good. We needed it. But I'm not sure if that's why it sent these. I don't know. But the cauliflower and the broccoli in this bed is huge. I had to put a stake on this one because it was leaning just a little bit. This broccoli is, I don't know, I can try to zoom out a little bit here. It's so big. And I come down here because I have them uncovered. And I'm checking daily underneath the leaves just to make sure I have nothing going on, because I don't want to risk losing any of my crops. This one too was leaning a little bit, so I put a stake in just to support the base down here. So what I did over here in the garlic, I came here, okay, I missed one. These are garlic scapes. And what you want to do is just kind of cut them down where they come out. And I take these and I'll mince them up. And with some butter, then I make like garlic pucks. I just add a garlic flavor to dishes. And I just throw them in the freezer until I need them. So what I did here is there was 4 extra sweet potato slips. And this is like the worst of them, but they all were like this. So seeing how my ginger, which was right here, didn't do anything, I plugged in sweet potato slips. I mean, these are pathetic. Like, shame on that company for even sending anything like that. But let me show you the other garlic. I mean, can't look any better than this. I did cut all the scapes off of these as well. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. Some of them still, this was a few days ago, so some of them weren't even really that big. So I'll have to come through. I see there's a few in here. I'll have to come through and get those ones. But when I did these, they were a little too tiny to really do anything with. But yeah, these all look really nice. This little one right here, he's even got a garlic scape on it. So we'll just pan through here. These pots, if you remember, I planted some melons, some cantaloupes. They're all coming up. This is a ginger that it's still alive, so we're just letting that do its thing. Some more cantaloupes. I wasn't sure with these seeds because they were a bit older. And I thought, you know what? I absolutely love cantaloupe. So I'm like, I'm going to see if those seeds will do anything. And sure enough, they are. And then these are the other melons. These are the Kajari melons. And I reseeded in this pot since the last video. So there's 2 coming up here and then 1 coming up here. And then this one is the one that survived from before. And then I just put these here. They'll just all train up. Last year, I don't know if you remember, they just went up and over the fence. But yeah, for the most part, this garden has, I don't know, I want to say almost some of it tripled in size. If you didn't catch the June 1st garden tour video, go back and look because, like I said, rutabagas were pretty much not even popping up. Cabbage was still under the netting. My tomato plants, I think, are about 3 times the size as what they were. And we're going to go and get these covered up ASAP. So, I think I'm going to end this short... Oh. Remember last time? Brown zucchini, there was nothing. Well, we have 3 growing now. So we'll see how these do. And then I did plant next to the sage. I did plant, and you can see it's coming up, some kale. We don't eat kale, I mean like you. And I planted some in here. That didn't come up. And I did it just basically for my chickens. And then I accidentally let the seed packet sit out in the rain. So I think I took the wet seeds and sprinkled it somewhere in the yard. So we'll see if that even comes up. But now I'm going to say, this was a quick garden tour video. I'm not going to go to the perennial garden or anything like that. I'll probably just do that like once a month. But I just wanted to show you guys the progress of everything in here. Like I said, it's looking fantastic. I'm so excited. I have a bunch of weeds, but as long as I'm keeping the base, around the base of the plant weed free, I'm not even fussing with my walkways right now. I'm just focusing on checking my plants every day and making sure they stay healthy. And that's why I'm going to hurry up. I'm going to get some of this weeded in here though, because there is a lot growing by the base of these plants. I'm going to put the netting back on. I'm going to put these nettings on the other places. And I'm pretty sure that's going to do the trick because I noticed even, it was on one of these plants, even though I have netting on, but it was growing so far up, or these were getting so tall that on the other side, there was a good almost 2 inches up. So like this plant right here has something's eating it. This one as well had something eating it. So this is pretty important that I get these covered back up, and then that way the new netting, I can just keep tight on the base right down here. And I have so many extra T-posts, which I have one right here. This I'm just using as a walkway, so I'm not keeping that clean at all. But I just take that and I roll the netting and I put it on top. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get in here, guys. I'm going to get this cleaned up and get the netting back on as I'm seeing a cabbage moth kind of floating around. But just want to thank you guys coming along for the mid-June garden tour. And I will see you guys next time. From my garden to yours, happy growing.